Kieq on the mic, Kieq on the mic, Kieq on the mic, Kieq on the mic. People, this the intro.
Talk bad about my team, you must be a clown. This is Kieq on the mic, so you know you better bear down. Bear down.
We are finally at week 1 of the NFL season. Both Joe and I are super excited. We are going to be doing a new segment here right here on Kieq on the mic. We're going to be bringing you guys weekly picks every single week during the NFL season. Once again, I am joined by my very good friend, Joe. How you doing, Joe?
I'm doing good, bro. Can't wait for football season. This is like Christmas time for us, so let's get started.
It's been a long time. I know last year we were just posting our picks on social media, but this year we decided to bring it into video. Hopefully people enjoy it. As we're going through these picks, feel free to comment down below your picks for the week 1 of the NFL season. So Joe, we're gonna get right into it. Once again, thank you so much for coming on to the channel. We have Thursday Night Football. The Lions going to Arrowhead to take on the Chiefs. Who you got, Joe?
I'm going with the Lions on this one. I think they're going to be a pretty good football team this year. It's your division versus my division, but I think I'm just going to go with the Lions due to some circumstances that the Chiefs are dealing with.
Yeah, like you said, circumstances being with Chris Jones via contract, and then Travis Kelce had a little knee injury today. I'm not sure if he's going to play. It's a huge break for the Lions for sure. But like you said, the Lions are in the Bears division. So I'm going to take Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Really hard for me to go against Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, it's hard for me too, but
yeah, right.
I'll try it this time.
Yeah, right. So now we're moving on to the Sunday slate of games in the morning window. We have the Texans taking on the Baltimore Ravens.
Should be a pretty easy one, I think. I'm going to go with the Ravens, so that should be a pretty easy one for them, I think.
I think this is going to be my upset of the week, Joe. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to take the Ravens as well. I think Lamar Jackson and that Ravens team is built to win now. And the Texans are still rebuilding. It's going to be interesting to see CJ Stroud play, though, and obviously Will Anderson Jr.
His first game.
They have a lot of young pieces, too. So excited to see the Texans play, but they're just not there yet.
Yeah, not yet with the Ravens. Yeah, I don't think so either.
So now we're moving on to another first-round quarterback in Bryce Young. The Carolina Panthers are heading to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. Pretty good matchup.
That is a good matchup. His first divisional game. We'll see what he's made of. That's a young Panthers squad. I know that's your cousin's team right there. So
right.
I think I'm going to give Bryce Young the win in his first start. I think they can beat the Falcons.
Joe, as a Bears fan, my mission this year is for the Bears to be good and the Carolinas to be bad, the Panthers to be bad, right?
Oh, yeah, because you guys got their pick.
It starts this week for us. I'm going to take the Falcons all the way against the Panthers.
Okay, nice. There you go.
So now we're moving on to another pretty good game, Bengals at Browns.
That is a good game. Is Burrow playing?
See, that's the big question. I think he was good. I think he started practicing. Not sure if he's going to play, but knowing the type of player he is, I think he will play.
If Burrow, I'm going to take the Bengals just in case Burrow plays. I'm going to take the Bengals because I'm like, if Burrow plays, they're going to win.
If Burrow plays, yes, I think the Bengals do win. But if Burrow's out, I think the Browns can win this game too. Right. They have a very good defensive line. Obviously, Deshaun Watson, the second season in Cleveland. I think the Browns are going to be a pretty good football team. But in this circumstance, I'm just going to pick based on Joe Burrow playing. So I got the Bengals as well.
Okay.
So now we're moving on to the 49ers against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Man, this is family ties right here.
It is. We're obviously Joe and I are from California, so we have 49er fans all around.
A lot of Niner fans, and I personally know some Steelers fans. But on this pick, I'm gonna dedicate this pick to my Uncle Warren. I'm gonna go with the Steelers.
Okay.
My uncle was a Steelers fan. He, obviously passed away this year, so I'm gonna go with the Steelers for him on this one.
Okay. Each week we are going to be giving an upset of the week. Joe will have his upset of the week, and then I'll have my one upset of the week. And Joe, this is going to be my upset of the week. I feel like a lot of people are excited for Brock Purdy, and rightfully so. But I just think with the situation going on with Nick Bosa, if he does not play, that's going to be a huge loss for that 49ers defense. Yeah. And people are overlooking the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I'm taking the Steelers in the upset of the week here.
Hey, the Steelers are a tough team. They have good pieces on their team, and Mike Tomlin's one hell of a coach. So, it's very much possible that they come out and get a win.
Never had a losing record. Never.
Yeah, never.
So I think this is going to be the game where Brock Purdy possibly shows his true colors. I think he's going to have a decent game, but I think people are like, okay, yeah, no wonder why he didn't get drafted, right? No disrespect to him, but
we'll see what Brock has. Like I said, there's a difference between 5 games that he played compared to 17 games. So
right now people have tape on the guy. I'm not trying to hope that he fails, but I just think it's going to be a tough game going against that Pittsburgh Steelers defense.
Right, it is for sure.
So now we're moving on to the Arizona Cardinals, which what a dumpster fire over there in Arizona, taking on the Washington Commanders.
I'm gonna go with the Commanders. The Cardinals don't even know who their starting quarterback is, and it's what is today? Tuesday?
Right.
Come on,
It's like,
bro.
and then they cut Colt McCoy, which is one
Yeah.
of the better backups in the NFL. Right. So I don't know what's going on in Arizona. I think they're trying to, tank for Caleb Williams. Right.
Yeah,
I think
that seems most likely. Yeah,
yeah.
I'll go with. Even though the Commanders' situation is not much better at quarterback, I'll still take them. I think they have the better overall team.
Yeah, I agree with you, Joe. The spread right now is 7 points for the Commander, so I'm going to go ahead and take the Commander as well. I think it's a pretty easy pick. So now we're moving on to the Tom Brady-less Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Minnesota Vikings.
I'm gonna go with the Vikings. Again, that's another quarterback situation. You don't know. I mean, Baker is a former first-round pick, but it's just like the Vikings are coming off a pretty good season. I still think they'll have another good year. So I'm gonna take the Vikings on this one.
Yeah, I think this is the Vikings' last chance to somewhat be good until they kind of have to break things up. I think Kirk Cousins is still a very good quarterback. You have Justin Jefferson, added Jordan Addison on the outside as well. The Vikings' defense definitely concerns me a little bit. Maybe Baker Mayfield can find some success there. But I have to go with the Vikings as well. They're just a better team on paper right now.
Yeah, I think so.
So moving on to the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Indianapolis Colts.
Okay. Another rookie first-round start for Anthony Richardson right here.
It's interesting matchup, right?
Yeah.
The Colts have Anthony Richardson. He looks pretty good in preseason, but now it's going to be his first game against starters. Right.
I think week one is always a tough week for everybody, just because you're getting your feet wet. Like teams are going to come out and show everything that they're going to do in the season, but. I'll just go with the Jags on this one, just because I think like I said, it's his first start. It's going to be tough for all these rookie quarterbacks to play well right away. So I'll take the Jags.
So a lot of talk has been about Justin Fields taking that next step. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to take a huge step forward.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah,
right. And I think Trevor Lawrence is a guy that can possibly be in the MVP conversation. He has the pieces around him. Obviously, the Jaguars had a pretty successful season last year, going to the playoffs, so they have that momentum going for them.
Yeah. You know what happened with us.
Yeah, we know what happened there, right? We don't want to bring that up. But I think this is going to be not an easy game for the Jaguars, but a game that they can definitely win.
Right. Yep. Most definitely.
So now we're moving on to the Tennessee Titans, which to me is a very mystery team this year, and New Orleans Saints.
That is like an interesting matchup, actually. You don't really know how the Titans are going to be. At first, they were like, At first, it seemed like the Titans were trying to, rebuild. Then they go and get DeAndre Hopkins. So I don't know what they're trying to do over there. I'm going to go with the Saints. I think they'll be a lot better team with Derek Carr. And I think the Saints actually do have a pretty good defense and pretty nice weapons on the offense. So I think I'm going to take the Saints right here.
Okay, yeah, I agree with you, Joe. I'm going to take the Saints as well. I really like Derek Carr. I feel like it was just a situation that he was in Las Vegas. I don't think the Raiders deserve a quarterback like Derek Carr. To be quite honest, I know a lot of people talk mess about Derek Carr, but he's a really good quarterback in the NFL. I think he's going to show it this year with some good weapons on the outside as well. Chris Olave, you got. See, I already forgot his name. The other receiver,
Michael Thomas.
There you go, Michael Thomas. He hasn't played in so long. I forgot his name. Right, so. And then got some good weapons over there, and like you said, the Saints have also a pretty good defense as well. So I got the Saints in this one as well.
Okay, there we go.
So now we're moving on to the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Denver Broncos. Your division, Joe.
I think I'm gonna roll with the Raiders on this one. Honestly, it might be a surprising pick.
Okay.
It's I feel like it's a 50-50 pick right here. The Broncos are getting Sean Payton's either going to turn this team around, or they're going to be the same Broncos as last year. I don't know. I don't want to say that because they had Nathaniel Hackett, but I feel like the Raiders maybe slightly have the better edge on offense. I'm not saying better quarterback, but better weapons for sure.
Yeah, the Broncos have struggled against the Raiders in the past, and I think this may be the year that they finally have the edge. The Broncos do have some injuries on the outside, so it's kind of like who is Russ throwing to? But I have a lot of faith in Sean Payton as well, right? I think coaching matters, especially in the NFL, right?
Most definitely.
And I don't trust Josh McDaniels in Las Vegas. He's not a good head coach. A good coordinator, but not a good head coach. I'm going to go ahead and give this one to the Denver Broncos. I think they're going to come out even with no weapons on the outside. I think Russ is going to be better because of Sean Payton. I'm going to give it to the Broncos here.
Okay, yeah, it could, like I said, I think it could go either way.
Next game, we have the Miami Dolphins against the Los Angeles Chargers in LA, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Who you got, Joe?
You know how I'm rocking with here. Come on, I'm taking the Chargers.
Hey, we need the listeners need some explanation, though.
I mean, I feel like this is early test for us, week 1, right off the bat. Miami is supposed to be a contender as well as us. So I feel like this could be an early test for our team. I feel like this is a must, even though it's week 1. I feel like this is a must-win game for the Chargers to show that they can compete with the top teams in the AFC.
Right. I agree. I think this is the Chargers' year. If they're going to win, it needs to be this year, right? So, I think the Chargers, this is going to be a good litmus test for them. The Dolphins are also a contender, but I'm also going to take the Chargers at home here.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for that.
No, thank you. I think the Chargers are a good team. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. I definitely got the Chargers. Now moving on to the Rams versus the Seahawks. I think it's pretty easy pick.
Yeah, I think this is easy too. I think the Seahawks should take this one pretty easily. The Rams, they're in a situation to where they traded all those draft picks to win that Super Bowl. Now they don't really have nothing left.
Yeah. The Rams and the Cardinals within the NFC West are in shambles, right? That division's very weak this year. It's going to be a 2-man race.
And it's surprising to say that about that division because that's usually one of the toughest divisions.
Yeah, for sure. But I also have the Seahawks as well. I'm really excited to see Geno Smith. I'm really excited to see Jackson Smith-Njigba, the guy that I really wanted out of Ohio State.
Yeah, you did. You
really wanted the dude. I think he's going to be good for Geno Smith. I think the Seahawks defense is young, but also pretty good as well. They have a lot of young pieces there on that defense. I'm going to take the Seahawks here as well. The next game we have, and this to me is a pretty good matchup. We have the Eagles going to New England to take on the Patriots.
Yeah, that is a good matchup. The Eagles are coming off that Super Bowl appearance. I still think they're one of the better teams in the NFC, so I think they should be able to handle the Patriots week 1.
This is a sneaky game as well, because you still got Bill Belichick. I'm not sure how Mac Jones is going to look. I think this always depends on how the quarterback plays. If Mac Jones comes out and plays well, maybe the Patriots have a chance, but I'm with you. I think it's just too much to handle over there in Philadelphia.
Yeah, it'll be a tough one. I think it might be a closer game than people think, but I think the Eagles pull it out.
Yeah, I agree, Joe. I think I have the Eagles as well. The next game, this is America's game of the week, by the way. I'm not trying to brag or anything. We have the Green Bay Packers coming to Chicago to take on Justin Fields, the future MVP, and the Chicago Bears. Who you got, Joe?
I'm going with the Bears.
There we go. The Bears. Hey, guys, you don't even know. I don't even have to say anything, right? But I'm going to say it anyway. The Bears.
I'll say it for you, bro. I think the Bears have something to prove. I think that, like you said, Justin Fields is a man on a mission. The Bears look, really good right now from what I've seen in preseason. And obviously I'm a Chargers fan, but I watch a lot of Bubba's podcasts, and I learn about the Bears, a lot. But you guys look like a pretty scary team this year on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, if you watch my podcast, I'm not going to sit here and give a 15-minute spiel to prove why the Bears can win this game. I've said it enough. I think this is the time to tilt the tide against this Packer rivalry as well, right? They've been kicking our butts for years.
Yeah.
But now Aaron Rodgers is gone, and it's such an intriguing matchup, Joe, because you have Jordan Love coming in trying to be the new owner of the Chicago Bears, and you have Justin Fields in year 3 that's expected to take the leap now that he has DJ Moore, better blocking, better defense, right? An overall team around him. So it's interesting.
And I feel like this could be like an early confidence boost for the Bears, because the Packers is a team, you guys usually don't beat. Yeah. But if the Bears come out week 1 and beat the Packers, I mean, I feel like that's an immediate confidence boost for you guys,
Absolutely, because even though Aaron Rodgers is gone, we still have lost to the Green Bay Packers. It's still the Green Bay Packers, right? And there's still a lot of people taking the Packers this week because of the history of them beating us, right? So like I said, no explanation for me. I think the Bears, and I've said this before, I think the Bears can win by 10 plus.
Okay, we'll see. I hope so.
I'm very confident about that too as well. But we both got the Bears on that one. And then on Sunday Night Football, we have the Cowboys at the New York Giants.
I feel like this is always the first Sunday night game of the year for some reason.
Yeah.
Man, this is actually pretty tough. I know it's always the same one, but I feel like it's actually pretty tough. I feel like the Giants have potential to be pretty good this year if Daniel Jones, does something. I'm gonna go It's in New York, you said?
It's in New York, yes.
Give me the Giants on this one. I think Dable, Brian Dable, he's creating something over there
Right.
with that offense. Even though they just got Isaiah Simmons too on the defense, I think that could be
Right.
kind of a steal. Like if he shows some potential. But
Yeah,
I'll take the Giants on this one.
This is tough. This is tough, bro, because the Cowboys are always going to be good in the regular season. We always know what the Cowboys are going to be.
Right.
I think they're one of the best. I think they can win that division, even with the Eagles in there. I think they can win the division.
Most definitely. The Cowboys, they're a scary team. They have a great defense. Micah Parsons, to me, is one of the best defensive players in the NFL right now.
Micah Parsons, I think Dak's still a pretty good quarterback as well. I think the Cowboys' offensive line is always going to be there. Right. I'm going to take the Cowboys on this one over the Giants. I think it's going to be an outstanding game. I think it's going to be a great Sunday night game to start off the season. But I
hope so, man. I want some Sunday night fireworks, man. I can't, like I said, I can't wait until Sunday comes.
Right, for sure. And then we're going to move on to the very first Monday night football game of the season, where the Bills take on Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets. This is a good one.
That's a Monday night football game right there. That should be a good one. I told you this earlier. This is my upset of the week, if you want to call it an upset, but I think it is an upset because we haven't seen the Jets play yet. So I'm going with the Jets because I think they're going to be a pretty damn good team this year with Aaron Rodgers. And Robert Saleh is going to have that defense balling.
Yeah, this is going to be an outstanding game. Josh Allen versus Aaron Rodgers. They got to play twice a year too. Remember that. That division is tough, right? But I just feel like the Buffalo Bills at this time are probably the more established team. I know you have Aaron Rodgers over there with the Jets now, but like you said, we haven't seen them play. So it's a very good pick for you as well. But I'm just going to go with the more established team, a team that's ready to win now, that we know can win now.
Yeah, I mean, this is an early test for Buffalo too. Like you said, they're going to have to play them 2 times, possibly 3 times, into the playoffs if the Jets make it, or they make it.
Exactly. So once again, Joe, those are Week 1 NFL picks. Once again, I'm going to put our picks on the screen right now so you guys can see our picks. And each week we'll have our records on the screen as we get records. But it should be another fun season, Joe. But once again, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. And good luck to your Chargers this week.
Thank you, bro. Good luck to the Bears as well. Thank you for having me on. Everybody, keep making sure you're subscribing to Kieq on the mic.
And Joe, just give him a bear down real quick. Bear down, everyone.
Bear down, baby. Beat Green Bay.
You've been listening to Kieq on the Mic, a podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Thanks, guys, and bear down.